Jay Sano without intro music. Jay Sano with intro music. Intro music remix. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Jay Sano 19. Hello everybody and welcome back. It is Jeff again coming to you from the Mindcrack server. And you know what? We are going to... Oh, it's raining. We're going to venture away from this place for a little bit, but I might have to wait until the rain stops because that might get detrimental to venture away. I figured I just wanted to change the scenery for a little bit. Not someplace I'm going to stay forever by any means, but I looked at the map overview and saw some areas that were a little less explored than the others, and maybe I'll make the dash for it during the rainstorm. Get out of here, because I still have to come back and finish up this, but I need to change the scenery. I need to start something new, get some caving in, things like that. So that is exactly what I'm going to do. Not necessarily this episode with all that stuff, but I'm going to make my way out to some coordinates I know that have not been explored, but they're not that far off the edge of where we're at either. So this is going to be me running, boating, and just going for this episode until we find a good place that looks like what I'm hoping it will. Because unfortunately, when you look at the map overview, you don't know if what you're looking at in the blank spot is just a big chunk of ocean, which it very well could be. But I tried to pick a spot where there seemed to be land around the general area, and I don't want to use my boat just yet because unfortunately I know there's a huge... What is this? Oh, just black dye. I know there's a huge ocean this way that I'm going to have to traverse, so I will. But I can tell you guys that I was such a dick at work the other day, and what I thought, oh, I wonder if I could have taken that all the way through, and what I thought was a very funny way, and people did think it was funny as well, but I don't know if you guys will feel the same. It was kind of funny because I've talked about before the fact that I work, I'm a nurse, I work with mainly other females and things like that in my unit. Nursing wise, it's pretty much female dominated. We're actually down to only 3 male nurses left on our unit already. Yeah, I guess I probably could have just taken the boat at that point, so let's just take it now. There's only 3 of us male nurses left. One of the guys actually just came off of orientation, so he's new. One of the other guys was a guy who was on orientation when I left before, and then myself. So technically, I'm like the most senior male nurse at the place, which is kind of crazy. But since I really don't have that much experience, as a nurse in general, I've only been a nurse for a little over 4 years at this point. But I've discussed before how this causes problems with, like, the facilities, for example. We only have 1 bathroom on the unit, as I've said, and it brings up a whole, like, a side subject I'll talk about right now. Some people come to work, and they decide that they're going to not come wearing their scrubs, or they're going to leave work and they're not going to wear their scrubs when they leave, so they want to change. But for some reason, they don't want to change in the bathroom. They feel the bathroom is dirty. It's a dirty place, even though it gets cleaned multiple times a day. It's actually one of the cleaner places probably in the unit. But one person in particular doesn't ever want to change in the bathroom. She will change in the locker room that we have. We have 1 locker room. It's a very small locker room. You go in it. All it is lockers. Enough room to kind of go in, hang a jacket up. They're really small lockers, but enough room to like hang a jacket up and move on about your business. And she used to put a sign up on the door that said that she was changing. Don't come in there, which is good. I appreciate that when you put up a sign on the door to tell me not to come in because you're naked in there. And trust me, this isn't the girl that you want to walk in on accidentally, wink wink, and see. It's not that type of person. Just trust, I just hit my mic. Just trust me on that one though. But for some reason, I don't quite understand what it is, but there's some policy they put into place that somebody wasn't allowed to do that anymore. Apparently it was inappropriate or something like that to have that sign on the locker room door. I don't quite know why. Doesn't stop her from changing in there, though, and I have walked in multiple times in the last couple of weeks, walked in on her actually changing in there, and it's because you can never tell with her schedule either. She works like the night shift, but she's there for like 4 hours after her shift. She's always been well known for being there really late after her shift because she's slower with the documentation, especially now that we've got the electronic system. She's even slower with it, so she's there for a while. She's a very good nurse, a very thorough nurse, like nothing against her in that respect, but what are those? Do you guys see that? Let me jump out of here. Wait, they're gone. No, there it is. Oh, I brought very, very few torches with me, which is unfortunate. What the heck is this? Whoa! Am I really alive in that thing? Wait a minute. I'm in a glass case of emotion. What is going on? Is that multiple of them? Are these new types of, like, chunk errors? Is this desired? I'm extremely confused, everybody, at exactly what this is that we are dealing with here. It seems to be some force against nature that we will have to keep this spot in mind on the map. Let's put the coords up in case any of the other guys want to come check this out. I'm curious. I'm going to go up and get into my boat, log out real quick, and come back in because I'm curious if they are permanent or if they are, because obviously they weren't like fake, and I wasn't still losing air and stuff when I was in there. That was really, really strange. Wow. Don't know what's going on with this game. Let's see. Jump in the boat. Okay, let's take a look at exactly where they're at. They're right there, so we are going to log out. So I've logged back in, and it appears that they're still there. That's odd. That is extremely odd. But anyways, I'm gonna just ignore that and continue on and realize I'm going backwards. That is not the way I want to go either. I need my Z. I don't know how to control these boats anymore. There we go. I need my Z to go up, my X to stay still. Okay, there we go. Anyways, back to the story. What did I just have in this slot? Whatever I just had in this slot, it's gone because I accidentally hit the Q button and I threw it, and yeah, it's gone forever. I hope it wasn't important. I got a pick. Was it an iron pick? It was. No, it wasn't my iron pick. I don't know what it was, but it was something, and it's gone now. It's gone forever. That's okay. Oh, it was an axe. Yep, it was an axe. It's almost dead. That's fine. But anyway, so I walked in on, multiple times on this woman, and I'm like, why do you not, like, change in the bathroom? Oh, it's too dirty, blah, blah, blah. So whatever, moving on. At least the locker room does not have a toilet in it that gets used, so I can see that aspect of it. It's not dirty in that respect because hopefully nobody's like pooping in a box in the corner of the locker room, but you never know. People could. I would probably be the most likely candidate to do that, and I have never done that yet. Ooh, there is a mine shaft down here somewhere, but oh well. We're gonna continue moving on. Okay, good. I'm coming up to land, and I am about I guess I'm still about 1,000 blocks away from where I'd picked out on the map, but it was, like I said, a little way into the blackness, so there very well could not just be an ocean that connects me directly to where I want to go. I might just have to get out a little bit early and search. So, anyways, locker room, etc. That's a whole different issue. Don't change in the locker room when people don't know that you're changing in there, because we also use the locker room too. It's one big empty room. Look at all these little airs. But, anyways, so again, we only have the one bathroom there, though, so when you gotta go, you gotta go. And everybody in the entire unit, doctors, nurses, you know, managers, you know, environmental services staff, respiratory therapy, everybody uses the one bathroom if they use the bathroom on our unit. So if one person's in there, they are in there, and it locks everybody else out from using the bathroom because we don't really share the bathroom too easily together. So yeah, it causes issues on that front. It's like a completely cleanly cut off wall. Is this a chunk air? What is happening? Is this a boundary update difference? Is that some of that new stone? Yeah, it's a lot of that new stone actually, which I don't have any of. I should probably get me some, but maybe this is an old chunk and that's a new chunk? Not really sure. I kind of want to have the edge of the world as my new home. It'd be kind of entertaining. I want to see if I can get actually up onto here down this side. It looks like I can. It looks like this whole chunk is just like, this is just an empty block. You know what I bet this is? They had mentioned that somebody had accidentally whoa, I just got launched. Somebody had accidentally built a portal that brought them out somewhere before the terrain update, and how did I get way the heck over here? That's weird. And they were going to, Guude was going to clear out that chunk before the update to 1.7 happened, when the terrain update happened, so that we'd have all new area outside of spawn. This looks like it might just be a chunk that got deleted so that it would be opened back up with the new terrain, but probably didn't actually happen that way because for whatever reason it took the deleted chunk and just filled it in with water instead of actually new terrain. That's rather interesting. I'm going to kind of take a lap around. Where am I at? 3520. Not quite to where I plan on going either, so I'm not really sure. But this is interesting. I would bet that nobody else has done anything in this area. I probably should have just taken it from the ground. This is something like what Doc should have used. Doc, you could have saved yourself so much time, man, if you just had come out and found a chunk that was pre-destroyed. I should make a witch spawning area around here. If I could find a witch hut right in the middle of there, or watch one of those areas be a witch hut thing right in the middle, that would be hilarious. Because then I could just be like, look, Doc, I made my own witch farm. It didn't take me that long at all. I don't know what's wrong with you. That'd be kind of funny. But anyways, so we're all share this one bathroom. And I keep getting back to my story that I'm really delayed on. Sorry. Weird. Okay. I'm up. I'm good. I want to get on top of the world here. And oh, that looks really cool. I like that a lot. There's a skeleton that I don't like as much. I don't have an infinity bow anymore either, which is annoying. You can tell that I haven't been spending much time in the new chunk because I have none of the new blocks of any type, and I kind of want to collect some of them up because I want to build cool stuff with new blocks, and I do need to get some coal actually. So I really had to go the other day, and I went in there, and I destroyed the bathroom. This lagginess is gonna drive me insane. And I went in there and I destroyed the bathroom. And while I was in there, one of the things that was kind of funny is, if you ever go into that bathroom, within seconds that you're in there, expect somebody to knock on the door and try to open it up. So make sure you keep that thing locked, because they will just, out of habit, knock, and turn the handle. And it's always within seconds because everybody wants to get in there quickly because we only have the one. And I was sitting down and somebody knocked on the door and I was like, occupied, and they walked away. And about 2 or 3 minutes later, the funniest thing was somebody jiggled the handle of the door. I said occupied, and then after I said that, they knocked on the door. So I was thinking in my head, why would you ever try to open the door God, realize it was locked, and then knock on the door to see if anybody's in there, or especially when somebody actually says something, because obviously somebody's in there if the door's locked and there's voices that are coming through from, you know, from that side of the world. But anyways, I finally came out of the bathroom, and I mean, it was bad. And one of my poor nurses, or my poor colleagues, was standing there as I came out the door, because she was obviously waiting and obviously really had to go. You could just tell by the look on her face. And she goes, is it safe? And I was like, oh, yeah, no problem. No, yeah, it's safe. Don't worry about it. And she goes in there, and it was definitely not safe. It was bad. It was bad. And I was kind of thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, God, this lag slingshotting. I was like, she's gonna really be upset with me. I don't even know why I told her yes. It was just like, I didn't even mean to like lie and say yes. I'm really not embarrassed about what I do in there. She asked for a reason because she knows that it's the only bathroom, and you know, you might have to use it in that fashion. And I don't know, just out of habit, I was like, hey, yeah, it's fine. Like, I don't know if it was like my way of avoiding confrontation or what the deal was with that. But anyways, so I was thinking, I'm like, are you a super spider? A breathing underwater spider or something? Because you got the blue marks around you. And now I'm not doing anything anymore. I do have 19 more arrows. Shoot them. Oh, there we go. Whoa, whoa. I had to catch up with the world. And so when she comes out of the bathroom, I can see her on the floor in a little bit, and she doesn't say anything to me. She's kind of being kind and doesn't say a word to me about like, oh my God, you almost killed me in there. How could you let me walk into that? No, she doesn't say any of that stuff. She just very calmly goes about her day and moves about her nursing. And I don't remember exactly what I said, but I was like, okay, I got to say something at this point. And I just went up to her and I was like, oh, did you mean safe as in had I just used the bathroom? Oh, of course. No, it wasn't safe. I just meant that there was nobody in there who was waiting to like murder you or anything like that. And I just walked away because I was like, I don't know what else to say. And she looked at me like really funny because, you know, why? Of course, why would there be a murderer in the bathroom? But I was just like, oh, that's what you meant by safe, because obviously I thought you must have meant something else by that. And she was not that happy, but she did kind of laugh. The funnier thing about it is, the next day we worked together again, and she happened to go into the bathroom after I had come out of the bathroom, and she just kind of looked at me with these funny eyes of, and I went, yeah, don't worry, it's still safe. And I just walked away. And that time it actually was. I hadn't used the bathroom, but the look on her face of sheer terror, but with that little glimpse of, you know, she had to go to the bathroom so bad, it really didn't matter. She still walked on in that bathroom, held her head up high, and just walked on in. And then she came out and started laughing. She's like, oh, it was fine. I'm like, I know. Fooled you. Yeah, it was pretty dumb, but I thought it was quite comical. You got to have fun with things when you can. I really want it to be daylight. I wish I had, like, a bed. I would just sleep in one right up here right now, because I can't really venture out very far. There's witches. Because I want to kind of make that area like a temporary home and a temporary shelter, but I don't want to ruin that majestic landscape, actually. I do want to know how big this chunk here goes on for, though. I'd be really curious to know, as it seems to go on, well, at least up until there. I see a little bit of land jutting out into here, but yeah, it looks like we have a lot of random ocean. Unless, you know what, it also could be the fact that this could have been rendered before those borders of the water, and when the new terrain came in, which tried to get rid of a lot of the endless oceans and tried to really cut down on the ocean biomes. I believe that was part of it. I wonder if it just rendered in actual land instead of ocean and didn't take into account that there was already like just a not ending ocean right next to it. That could be it as well. So there could be a lot of reasons why this turned into the way it did, but I'm really surprised at those air bubbles. Those air bubbles are really confusing to me. But once it's daylight, I want to run around just for a second in here and see if there's anything really cool, and then we are going to pick up from here and the next couple episodes. But I do have some diorite and some andesite and some granite now, which is pretty cool. I wonder if you can you combine them at all? I mean, you probably can combine them or make them or do something special with them in some way. I like how that squid is just spinning circles. Okay, good. Most of the things have actually despawned instead of me having to wait. Oh yeah, there he goes too. Instead of me having to wait for them to burn. There's a skeleton there I was going to have to burn though. I do like the looks of the new rocks just randomly in the landscape though. It's they're pretty nice looking. So this is just, what do you call this type of biome? Whoops, I saved a screenshot. Just extreme hills. And then I'm into some plains right here. Which I kind of knew that they were plains, but kind of. Check out the landscape. Let's see here. The plains look so boring compared to everything else now, but plains are good places for horses and all. I don't know if I need any horses, though. I mean, I probably do want some pack mules and donkeys and things like that, so that would be nice. And there are some horses there, speak of the devil. Some pigs. I don't have any. I didn't bring any saddles with me. I didn't think about that for some reason. I'm just curious if there's... The extreme hills biome looks so cool. There is a ravine I almost fell into. So that's always nice. These are just normal horses. Well, okay, guys. I think this is going to be my new hangout for a while. Hang out in this area. Find some good caves around here. I'm going to have to either kill some sheep or make some shears. Actually, I can make some shears, can't I? Yeah, I can. Make some shears, and I need to get enough wool to get a bed so that when I die, I'm actually... around here. I amazingly am finding animals galore and no sheep, which is completely backwards from my normal adventuring. I normally find sheep everywhere and have a real tough time coming up with things I need for food or arrows or the like. And I'm kind of sticking around that extreme hills biome just because I want to station over there, but still knowing what's around this direction. So I'm going to keep this area in my thoughts. I can't really say in my thoughts because I'm not going to leave it for now. I'm going to stay here for a little while and maybe build a little small base station of some type, just something to easily come back to. And I'm not too worried about food. I do want to see where that lava fall is coming from. And maybe set up like underneath that, because that would be kind of cool to have natural lava fall lighting up a part of my little base, because this looks like a nice little... Oh yeah, oh yeah, and there's the sheep I needed. Beautiful sheep, and that's plenty of wool already. And all I need to do is make a bed and be prepared to use it when the time comes. But for now, guys, we're going to call this episode done. And I will see you guys next time.